What is up, ManFX Makeup family, and welcome back to today's makeup tutorial. And in today's makeup tutorial, we're going to be going over this, what do you want to call this?
Pop art inspired face paint.
And my friend Marie is going to take over, so if you want to see how she done this makeup tutorial, continue watching and give this video a like and hit subscribe if you enjoyed it. Let's do this.
So yeah, this is kind of like pop art inspired. It's the style that I paint my portraits in, and we're going to just be using some Snazaroo face paint. There's also I have some like wolf paints here too that come in these kind of palettes, and the Snazaroo that I'm going to be using comes in these kind of like little pots. I got them from Michael's. And if you're going to try to like invest in some face paint stuff, I think a really good brand is Snazaroo, and you can get them from Michael's, and you can use their like 50% off coupons, and you can get them for fairly decent price. Like, I think they have a whole kit of them, like 12 to 15, and it might cost you like $15 if you use the 50% off coupon. So that's something to think about if you want to do stuff like this and invest in paints. Okay, so yes, let's get started. I just have a plate for mixing different colors on, because I'm going to be mixing different colors on his face, not necessarily just using them straight out of the pots. And this is styrofoam, and it's good because it's kind of slippery, I guess you'd say, so it's much easier to mix them, and when we're putting the color down, it's not being absorbed by the paper plates. So plates, some kind of like styrofoam, ceramic, whatever you want to use. Wipes in case you make a mistake, and your brushes of different sizes and things. And then I'm going to have a thing of water and some paper towels. Thing that you want to do when you're doing this, you can like Google or go on Instagram, Pinterest, whatever you feel comfortable with, and try to find a pop art picture that kind of like inspires you. I'm actually just referencing a painting that I have done, and this is what the painting looks like, and I don't know, I just like the colors that were used and the kind of style, so I'm going to draw inspiration from this and just start painting it on his face using his bone structure and different special characteristics that are on his face to make a cool thing. Okay, first brushes that I'm going to use are going to be these kind of bigger brushes. They offer me a little bit more control. I don't know if you can see, they're a little bit thicker, and I can draw some nice distinctive lines on his face and just kind of map out what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to use a fairly light shade to do this, so that way when I cover it up with other colors, it's not gonna like stand out and be like this bold black line or something like that. So that is what we're going to do. Let's do this. Okay, I think I'm using orange right now. When you use any kind of body paint, you want to make sure that you wet it enough so that it's fluid, but you know, like that you can like make nice lines with on your hands, but you don't want it so that it's like super wet. Otherwise it's just going to run all over the place, and it's not going to sit on the skin, and it's just going to become this big watery mess. And also, if you don't put enough water, it's going to be really hard to paint with. So okay, so, and did I say I'm using orange? I'm using orange to kind of map things out on his, and like right now I'm just kind of following his cheekbone structure, and fairly high cheekbones, so I'm going to kind of exaggerate that and follow that line like so. And it's okay if, like, if you look at his face, both sides of his face aren't going to match, that's totally fine, because we're going to be working with that and all the different shapes that we can basically make on his face. So as I'm doing this is if there's any like shadows that are happening on his face with the light or whatever, I'm just going with it. I'm going with the shapes that that's making, because that could be a really cool effect. This is what you're going to do for the rest of the face, is just mapping it out and seeing what kind of shapes you want to use, following different shadows that you might be seeing, any that is being casted from any kind of lighting that you have. Yeah, that's basically all you're going to do for the rest of it. So we've got his face and all the shapes of it, so he looks like a superhero, and he's all mapped out and whatever. So now we're going to start applying the color. And we're just going to be using the bigger flat brush to do this. It's just, I find that it's way less time consuming. I mean, I can't even imagine trying to use like a little baby brush to try to fill in those places. We will get to the smaller brushes later when we start putting some details on his face. But now we're just going to be filling in his face with color. So, and now you just kind of have to also, you can draw inspiration from your photo that you looked at for color palettes, or you can mix your own colors and try to figure out what colors you want to use with this. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how to mix this. So this is your pot or your palette, whatever, and you're gonna, you know, get it wet. And you're gonna keep getting it wet. You want to make it kind of soupy because you're gonna be transferring this color onto the plate. Okay. So we want to make sure that's a really easy consistency to work with. Oops. Pick up that pigment, put that down, so it's this like, you know, wet kind of consistency, so that we can mix it easily. Okay. And then I'm cleaning off my brush. You don't necessarily have to clean off your brush when you're trying to mix colors on your paints, but it just keeps them cleaner, and also I just got it all over myself. It keeps them cleaner, the pots themselves. They're pretty wet consistencies. These are much wetter than what I would apply to a face, just because they would start to run off. But I'm going to start mixing and pick up that pigment, and that's why you want it soupy, so that you can mix it easily. And when you mix them both together, then it becomes a workable consistency that we can apply to the face, and it's not going to run. Now we're going to apply this kind of, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's kind of like this, I don't know, mustardy, corally looking color, taking reference from the photo that I have to make sure that the placement's right. Okay, let me see. And so you just kind of want to follow along the lines that you've already created. And as you can see, like the darker parts around here, it's gonna fade in to what you're painting on. And the more that you paint over it and kind of apply that paint, those lines are gonna go away. Mixing other colors and applying those also to its face. Okay, so as you can see, we've kind of filled in some more areas with different color. Something you want to think about is when you're applying this paint, let it dry, and if you're like, you know what, that's not necessarily the color that I wanted, or that's not bright enough, or that's not dark enough, reapply that color. It could take one coat, it could take 3 coats. You never know. It's the way that the body paint rolls. And right now I am painting, this is the second coat that I'm painting of this upper part here, and I wanted to make sure that it was distinctly a different shade than the shade that's right below it. So I feel like we're getting there. And sometimes you can't really tell what the paint is going to look like until it's fully dried. And sorry, I just got some in your hair. And that's okay. So you're like, you paint it and you're like, I don't know if that's going to work for me. But move on to the next section and then you can come back to it. The next splotch that we're going to be working on is light. Trying to get some lighter colors up in this place. So, okay, so we mixed our lightest color that we're going to use and we're going to start applying it, looking at our reference photo for a guideline and just kind of, you know, seeing where the white, or not the white, but the lighter color is. And again, using your grid that you made to kind of see where those light spots are. So now we have, following the lines of our reference photo, we have gone ahead and filled in the majority of his face. We filled in completely the right side of his face, and now we're going to be focusing on the left side because looking at my reference photo, the left side is going to be on the cool tone gray side, gray, bluey, purpley, whatever. So that's what we're going to be focusing on now. I like working darkest to lightest, whatevs. It's whatever your preference is. You can, you know, I try to fill in all of the dark spaces first, all the light spaces, so on and so forth for each color that you're going to be mixing. Just so that you're not wasting paint and whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mix a couple of different tones and then we will start applying the color on his left side. Okay, so I picked up a color, mixed up a color, came out weird, and now we're just going to start applying it, following the guidelines. This is kind of a medium color, so we're going to be applying this to his side. And again, you want to butt it up against the colors that you have that's a thing, previously colored, just like that. Whatever. Again, it's okay if some of that orange gets on the gray side because we're going to be putting different coats.
Hello, Sean. We have a youth member from our youth.
Oh, that's exciting.
Joining.
Okay, so as you can see, like, we have filled in his face completely on the left-hand side, and we have our like lightness points and our midtones, and then our really dark points. And you know, we've pretty much covered all the mapping that we've done, so it looks not as mapped out with orange, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so yeah, so he's got, you know, these big blocks of color now all over his face. So the next step that we're going to do, this is probably going to be, well, no, because we still have his lips to do, but
and eyebrows.
And eyebrows. Just tested. We are going to start filling in his darkest points, which are going to be his eyebrows and his dimple right here, because we want to we want that to like stand out, you know. So basically now what we're going to be doing is just anything that we want to stand out, any kind of like shadows that we've created or whatever, we want to go back in with our darkest colors and start doing that. So I'm probably going to be mixing black and purple and blue to just really make a really nice deep dark color. Okay?
So we can tell YouTube we are live on Facebook as we are doing this makeup tutorial, and Ryan called us an Oompa Loompa, or called me an Oompa Loompa.
That's the best. Now I have that song stuck in my head.
Too bad we can't hear what Ryan's saying, or he could sing it for us.
Is this true? Oh, whoops. Okay.
We could have Trinity sing for us. Trinity, sing. We can't hear you though, but you can sing.
Can she like really sing?
Yeah, she can really sing.
Oh, come on. That's bombastic. I didn't realize that.
I'm trying to get her to do YouTube videos.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
No, she can really sing.
That's awesome. It's awesome. I'm subscribed to a, singer. Wow. That took me like 100 million years to say. Now we are going to start filling in his chin and his eyebrows, and let's make things happen. It's live.
Oh. Awesome. Thanks for the angle.
Ryan and Trudy. Ryan and Trudy. Trudy, that's your new nickname, Trudy. Ryan and Trinity are on there.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
I love you. Okay, now I need your face. Oh, sorry. Bad things almost happen.
Wait, what are we trying to do?
I'm trying to do your butt chin. Okay?
My butt chin.
I'm trying. I'm going to like balance my finger on your lip. This is so weird. And I'm really sorry.
So we're back to face painting part 2. We took a break to go eat some Chinese. So now we're back to face painting. Okay.
Alright, and so now did the little chin dimp, and I'm going to do the eyebrows, which is going to be interesting.
We are YouTubing this tutorial and Facebook Living it, so two-way, multitasking.
Okay. Now let me see your other eyeball. Your other eyeball. Yeah. Your other eyebrow. It's going to be weird.
Oh,
sorry. Nope. We are going to actually bring down the face makeup and do it on his neck also. So right now I'm just going to do the same thing that we did with the face and map it out. And then we're going to, you know, paint it. So you can choose to do it this way, or you can stop with it at the face, whatever you want to do.
My eyebrows on fleek though.
Fleeked brows. So we are doing his neck now, and as you can see, we've done a very exaggerated shadow under his neck, and we're just like working on his neck. I'm going to be doing a darker shadow that's concentrated on his like Adam's apple area, and then working in some different shapes and stuff on his neck, just like we did with his face. Yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing now. Ease peas plus lemon squeeze. Okay. So now we have his face completed and his neck completed, and we're going to go in using a much smaller brush and do some detail work, like making his eyes stand out a little bit more, and maybe his nostrils, you know, just doing some fine detailing. I'm sorry. That both sides of his face do not, your face, your model's face, whomever, they don't have to be exactly the same kind of shapes that you're using. So like I'm not on this side, the shapes are different than what's on this side, and I think that's cooler. It adds more interest. And so we finished up his eyes and everything like that, and all of this down here, and he's done. And now you have a really cool pop art inspired face to go and do whatever you want to do with.
So thank you for Marie for painting and taking over. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see y'all guys later. Alright, bye everyone.
What? No, It just makes me laugh. I think it looks cool. Hey Dan, come check this out.
Are you done?
Is this the final thing?
Are you officially done?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we did that. Whoa. That was fancy. I almost lost it all over myself.